Alrighty, let's wish upon all the stars and give this a try. So as 2023 started, I had a wild idea. I wasn't going to shove uranium up my butthole. That idea was so 2022. Nah, my crazy idea, I was going to try Mario Strikers Battle League Online. I like this series. Or I like the original game. The sequel, Mario Strikers Charge, only was okay in my books. A lot of silly moments in that game, so that was kind of funny though. I think Battle League is a fun game. And also from when it started, they only have been improving the game. But this isn't about the normal gameplay. This is about an experience that is equivalent to being a guest invited onto Epstein's private island. I wanted to play Mario Strikers Battle League Online. I had minimal expectations, and those were not met. I've ranted about Nintendo Online before, and I'm sure I don't have the ideal setup for it as I can't actually be wired in with an Ethernet, but should still work okay, and man, the connection just disappoints me every time. The lag is bad, it leads to very clunky gameplay. Mario Strikers really only works because it's a fast-paced game, which can be extremely fun. The online does not allow for that at all. I've routinely played through clunky gameplay, and it really didn't take many recording sessions to get enough footage for that montage of everyone quitting to start this video. Of that lag, I think one of my biggest gripes is probably just the input delay. Basically, you and the buttons you're pressing on the controller go a lot faster than what's actually happening on the game. This leads to commands like you're trying to hit someone or pass the ball just at completely wrong times. It is a really fast-paced game, unfortunately like me in bed. Those seconds matter a lot, so they can completely ruin your attack or how you're trying to defend. Imagine if you're trying to go through a door and you have this delay. You start walking through the door before you've actually pulled it open. That's how I felt playing this game online. The game is one step behind, putting you at an unfair disadvantage. I think the scenario where they showed it the most is probably the hyperstrikes. Goddamn, those are bad. For those who don't know, if you pick up the shiny jizz-like orb on the field that randomly shows up, you have the ability to do a hyperstrike. If you hold down the shot button for a long period of time, you will open up the hyperstrike bar, in which you can launch off a possible 2-point shot. And yes, it does take a while to launch these off. However, if your characters are behind what you're trying to do, you're likely not going to land the hit you need to slow down that hyperstrike. And once they launch it, you can save it by mashing the button to have your goalie have a better chance to push it aside. But honestly, it feels like mashing the button does absolutely nothing most of the time. I don't really understand it. Like, I don't understand how a monster like Sir Jimmy Savior could have that kind of platform he had for that long of a period of time. People have pissed in his grave so much that grass has started growing. So that does make me happy. But saving a hyperstrike is basically pointless. It's like the point of your generic episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. There is none. I won about half of the dozen or so games I played in getting the footage for this video, which I think would have been a lot higher if I actually had a chance to defend these hyperstrikes. I also would have gotten a bigger sample size too and played more games, but I literally could not do any more. Like, I was actually considering switching to Call of Duty all games, thinking I'm going to have more fun time with that. Like, I like the Strikers franchise, and I like Nintendo games. Tears of the Kingdom is going to give me the feeling of like 1,000 orgasms. But playing Mario Strikers Battle League Online is a struggle I choose not to be a part of again.